Hey beautiful people, Ryan Hamer here again. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. In this video, we are going to be talking about a credit card versus a debit card and which one is more powerful or which one should you be using. This came up in a session in my conversations with couples and one of the questions was asked because one partner was using a credit card and the other one was using a debit card. And one swore by the credit card and the other one swore by the debit card. And so what I thought it would be a wonderful discussion for us to have, or for me to have with you, to explain the benefits, the pros, and the cons. A lot of people think that, okay, you know what, I have a debit card and I'm just going to use that, and it's got a credit card component to it anyway, so I can use it as both. So why not? What's the harm in it? I'm just using the cash that I have in my bank account, and so that benefits me in such a way that I know what's there and I know what's leaving. And the thing about it is there's no interest charged on a debit card. You use the card and then that's done. When the cash is done, that's it, right? So there's no real issue. And here's the thing though. When you have a credit card, everything is tracked. You get a statement at the end of the month and it shows you and it itemizes every single transaction. And you're able to get greater visibility towards those transactions. And you can itemize that and you can put that stuff into a budget and things of the sort. And you can track your expenses a lot easier with that on a credit card. Also, what happens if there's a transaction that you don't particularly recognize? What happens if there is identity theft or fraud or something on one of your transactions? It happens a lot. I'll tell you, one time I went to the gas station and I used my credit card at the machine. I used my credit card at the pump. And what happened was there were multiple transactions of that initial transaction on my credit card. And what I was able to do was I was able to dispute that, or at least call my credit card company and say, hey, look, there were multiple transactions. It was only one transaction. How the heck did I do simultaneous transactions in the same instance? So they could track that down, and they saw that, obviously there was an issue. And when I went back to the gas station, it's like, go talk to mommy, go talk to daddy. They're sending you back to your financial institutions instead of dealing with it yourself. So that can be an issue that you don't know how to rectify if you just go and you deal with it if you're using a debit card. Sometimes you're responsible for every single transaction that occurs. Yes, your bank account is insured up to X amount of dollars. Yes, you can go back to your bank and they can revert it and stuff like that. But I've been seeing more and more cases of debit card transactions, transactions where, for example, if somebody does an Interact transfer, you're responsible for that money should things go awry, should things go off the handle. When you make a purchase on your credit card, even if it's up to that, even if you're buying a car on your credit card, if you have enough money on your credit card, that can be, obviously there's going to be some bells and some alarms and some whistles that are going to go off with the credit card. But the fact of the matter is, even when you do a large expense, you can still go back to your credit card and company and say, hey, you know what? I didn't make that purchase. Can we investigate, essentially? So I think and you're insured. You are insured for purchases on your credit card, whereby what if something breaks? It happens a lot with, with plane tickets and stuff like that. You have additional coverage insofar as, depending on the card that you have, mind you, okay, let me just put that out there. You have to check the parameters of whatever your card is, but that's an option for you. If you do go and you make a purchase via debit for like plane tickets or a trip or something like that, you're pretty much SOL, you're done. That's it, unless you've purchased travel insurance. Now, some credit cards come with that feature of travel insurance and things of the sort that is to your benefit, in addition to whatever else is available for you external from that of your credit card. Using your credit card, as I said, is a great way to track your expenses and monitor how things are going through the month with regards to looking at your statement. Yes, you can do that with your bank account, but you're not really given like a clear indicator a clear statement. You know what I mean? As clear as it would be on your credit card. Also, one of the things too is when you have your credit card, of course, it lets you rent cars, it lets you rent hotels. You're able to use it internationally, and you don't have issues in that regard. And a lot of times when you're international and they require a credit card for stuff. So for example, if you're going on a trip, you want to go on an excursion or what have you, they need a credit card. They usually take a credit card as opposed to a debit card. I mean, don't get me wrong, debit will still work for you. But remember, with a debit card, you have those different exchanges. You have the exchanges that you have to go through, and sometimes it's not always applicable. But with your credit card, usually credit cards, Visa and MasterCard are the standard, and then you have American Express. American Express has extra fees, so sometimes people don't like the American Express, but membership does have its privileges. So that's something you're going to have to look into for sure. Now, when it comes to Visa and debit, they're accepted Visa and MasterCard, they're accepted internationally around the world for a myriad of purposes. So I hope you find this one valuable. I'm going to do a part 2 to this. I know this is really short. I just want to send this message out there. I want to do this video and see what kind of feedback we get from it. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found value from it.